Thank you, Pharmexcil. Thank you, organizers, for giving me this opportunity to be in this August gathering of regulators from India and regulators from 25 countries and also our industry friends. And Dua ji, Uday Bhaskar ji, and has said actually the most of the part which I wanted to say. Now coming to the point, at the center of everything is the suffering of the patient. And patient does not have countries or borders. Whenever he has a suffering, he needs a doctor, a medical help, a medical product, or a healthcare product. Whether it is in India, or whether it is in America, or whether it is in anywhere. When he needs means, and patients have a different socio-economic status, it should be accessible to patient. It should be nearby. It should be affordable to the patient. And it should work, means it should be quality medicine. That is the basic thing, whether in India or whether in world. And that is the theme of today's conclave, that all regulators conclave should deliberate on, irrespective of thinking only of India. It gels very well for, entire global population. Wherever there is a pain and suffering, how can we contribute to alleviate that pain and suffering? By making accessible, affordable, and quality medicines. And it gels well with the vision of our Prime Minister, who says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, means entire world is our family. And also with our Minister of State, Health Minister of State of Government of India, who usually says, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhanam, Sarve Bhavantu Niramaya, means everybody should be healthy. When it means everybody, you can't be just having the thinking which is localized, or just thinking, having a national perspective. Of course, Trump has given a call, America first. You have a right to be first. But simultaneously, in this world, we have to be interdependent. Nobody can be just dependent or totally independent. So with this objective, this conclave, the Pharmexcil has organized, it's extremely relevant and futuristic. It sets up the agenda for India's thinking, India's regulators' thinking, and India's industry's thinking. Industry has done whatever they have to do, because in Indian blood, ages from centuries, the alchemist was already there. The chemistry was in the genes of Indian people. Then the art of making machines which can make this chemistry possible, and also the art of becoming global. Of course, the most of the credit goes to Britishers, who have come here and taught us English and various subjects which makes the modern medicine understandable. That happened automatically. So having all inherent qualities into the India about making of the drugs, making of ecosystem for making of the drugs, medicines, health products, and having a policy where we have a global thinking, it had made possible for our industry to become a pharmacy of the world. That is what is my understanding. Now, what are the hurdles when we want to see that every patient get accessible, affordable, and quality medicine? The most biggest hurdle is the price. And second hurdle is the accessibility. Accessibility which has to be made by a distribution system, whether it is a public distribution system or a private distribution system, which is by a distributor, retail chemist, or through whatever. And the last hurdle, sometimes it can become a facilitator also, are the repetitive duplicating regulatory requirements. And there comes the role of regulator, how to converge, how to talk to each other, how to rely on each other. When it will be possible? When the trust is built. How the trust can be built? When each one of us follow the good regulatory practices and get away from unnecessary red tape practices. There has to be a categorization of or a classification of the products and operators who can just walk through the green channel. Those who need some time, they need to have a yellow channel, and those who are suspicious and known not so good operators, for them there has to be a red channel. And while making these good regulatory practices where we build a quality into the product, and not only into the product, also into the system, we have to follow the good regulatory practices. And what are the good regulatory practices? The most important aspect of good regulatory practices is be sensitive to the demands of the public. Public needs quality. And if you ask me what is quality, in the ISO terms or in the international terms, it is defined as a customer satisfaction is a quality. But looking at from the regulatory angle, I would say that the character is a quality. What is the character of your country? What is the character of your industry? What is the character of your regulatory system? What is the character of, I am talking a very wider term, but if you have a integrity and a character in your system, how it will come? If you are transparent, it will automatically come. If you are sensitive, if you are accountable, if you are timely, if you do not do the things for the sake of doing it, if you really differentiate between nice to have regulation and essential regulation, it's very nice to say that our product should have an impurity level of 0.00001%. But is it really needed? Every zero adds to the value of 10 times. And that's where the actual role of regulator. What is a regulator? This term comes from the gas. Everybody must be knowing a gas has a regulator. It has to slow down sometimes, it has to off sometime, and it has to make high sometime. Regulator has to filter which firm, which product, which complex process needs how much of scrutiny and which doesn't need any scrutiny. Because of the historical compliance built, quality built into that product, that system, and that operator. So this is the basically regulator's job. And when regulator works in a transparent, accountable, and consultative manner, consultative means it includes you have to consult first your doctors, what do they want? The patients, what do they want? How do they want? The industry, how can they fulfill their demand? Scientists and experts, that what is being made and what is being discovered, whether these products are really safe, effective, and suitable for consumption or not. And any regulation being made on whether it is on discovery, whether it is on CMC development or whether it is on non-clinical or clinical, it has to be moderated through the consultative process. Sensitive, accountable, transparent, and consultative. These are the major ingredients of the good regulatory practices. And when I say consultative, then industry also has to give its helping hand and come forward with a good suggestion. And consultative also has to be just like a CGMP. It should be ongoing process because demands of publics are changing. Yesterday people were happy to go and take medicine from long distance. Today people want it immediately. Today people want a more and more safer technology, safer ways of compliance. Even for acidity or for your asthma or for your back pain, people want a product which can be consumed in a very easy manner. So means industry has to develop that kind of technology. If industry has to develop that kind of technology, because there is no time with anybody. I will speak in Hindi for some time. Just excuse me, outside regulators. क्योंकि patient को जब चाहिए होता है, when patient needs, he just go to doctor. He says that tomorrow I have a flight, I have to go to Hyderabad, and I am having a back pain. ऐसा कोई इंजेक्शन दे दो डॉक्टर साहब कि कल तक के मैं ठीक हो जाऊँ. Give me some tablet so that I am okay by tomorrow. And he has no choice. If the doctor doesn't give that, he has to go with a pain. Actually, it is not a disease. The society has developed in this manner. So the technology has to be developed in a compliant manner. And when you develop a technology doesn't mean simply having a new molecule for the rare diseases or the new Me Too molecule or a molecule for only unmet needs. Technology has a various ramifications starting from new molecules, compliance delivery system, the way of delivery system, ensuring the utilization of real world data. All these things are there. And when these technologies are being developed, the regulator has to be ready to come out with an easy and simple regulation. You cannot impose the technology, you cannot impose the regulations of the discovery molecule on the add-on molecules or the molecules or the dosage form which add some compliance, which has some value addition, but it doesn't require a whole lot of all starting from non-clinical to clinical evaluation. So that is where the role of regulator and good regulatory practices and consultation with the industry and development of good pragmatic approach comes. Once the pragmatic approach is there, and if that pragmatic approach at the center has one thing, patient, accessibility to patient and affordability to patient, then probably Pharmexcil's dream will come true, and I'm sure under the able leadership of Uday Bhaskar, who has been the drug controller, and it's a news for me that he was also the General Medical Service Corporation, Jeevan Aadhar, where the procurement and supply of generic and affordable medicine, he was heading that. It's a very good combination, a regulator plus provider. So I'm sure with this vision, if we work, our dream will come true, that we will be, today we are supplying to 40 to 45% of the world. Probably tomorrow, looking at the needs of the patient, within these 3 years only, we will be able to supply to 60% of the world. Thank you very much.